In this lesson, we'll be practicing skills related to coordinate graphing. This covers requirements for TEKS 611A. On Wednesday, we were given 3 problems on the skill of coordinate graphing. On the first of the 3 problems, we were given a coordinate grid, and we were asked which ordered pair describes a point that is located 4 units to the left of the origin and 2 units below the x-axis. So a few things I'd like to point out here. First, 4 units to the left of the origin. Well, that presumes we know where the origin is. And 2 units below the x-axis. Well, again, that also presumes we understand where the x-axis is. So let's point out a couple of things as a reminder. The origin is the location where the 2 number lines, the horizontal x-axis and the vertical y-axis, meet, where they cross, right here. The address of the origin is 0, 0. The x value is 0, and so is the y value. It is at the center of both number lines, 0, 0, the middle of our 4-quadrant coordinate plane. So 4 units to the left of the origin. If I begin at the origin, if I move 4 units to the left, I'm traveling to -4. So my x value is -4. 2 units below the x-axis, if the x-axis is the horizontal number line, and see, it's even labeled here as x, 2 units below would suggest traveling down to this point here, which makes the y value -2. X is -4 because we've traveled left of 0, which is negative, and y is -2 because we've traveled below 0, which is also negative. Answer choice, -4, -2 is right here. Answer choice B. Now for problem number 2, we were given a coordinate plane and asked which ordered pair is located in quadrant 2. In other words, which of these 4 locations, R, S, T, and U, is located in quadrant 2? Now, you might remember already how the quadrants are numbered, but you might also simply remember the tip that we gave you early this year. Whenever you're given a coordinate plane, draw the letter C. C for coordinate. When you draw the letter C, you'll remember that where you begin the letter C, that's quadrant 1. As you continue to draw the letter C, you'll make your way to quadrant 2, on to quadrant 3, and then finishing at quadrant 4. C for coordinate. C also for counterclockwise, the direction in which you write the letter C and number the quadrants. Once you've done this, this question becomes much easier to resolve. Which ordered pair is located in quadrant 2? Well, I can see quadrant 2 right here. And the letter in quadrant 2 is R, which is answer choice A. And then finally, to our third problem. Which side of the pentagon is a segment that includes coordinate points 0, 2 and 2, 0? 0, 2 and 2, 0. Now you may remember, whenever we graph on a coordinate plane, we begin at the origin. And as we said earlier, the origin is the center of our coordinate plane, or where the x and y axis meet, where the 2 number lines cross at 0, 0. When I graph, you might also remember that to remember exactly what to do, I could use run before you jump, or I could use you must walk to the elevator before you can go up or down, or you must walk into the house before you can go up or down the stairs. All of these phrases are great ways to remember that I first must travel horizontally on the x-axis and then vertically on the y-axis. So if I were graphing 0, 2, the x value is 0. Do I move left or right? No, of course not. Since the value is 0, I don't move at all. If the y value is 2, and now it's time for me to jump, do I jump up or down? The answer would be up because 2 is positive. And we're now at 0, 2. When it comes to graphing 2, 0, I go back to the origin, and now the x value is 2. So I'm going to run. I'm going to move horizontally. Which way, left or right? Right, for positive 2. And the y value is 0. So do I jump at all? The answer is no. When I connect 0, 2, this location, with 2, 0, this location, I find that that line segment is line segment ST, which is answer B. On Friday, we were given 3 more problems to continue practicing the skill of coordinate graphing. In problem number 1, it says that Thomas drew a straight line on a coordinate plane and then shaded part to represent the land he was farming. It's pretty clear that the shaded portion fits right in here. Okay, so which coordinate pair represents a point in the shaded part of the coordinate plane? One of these 4 locations is going to be inside the shaded part of the coordinate plane, and all we need to do is find out which one. So if we start with answer choice A, we have -3, 1. I go to the origin. The x value is -3, so that means I'm running left. I'm always running before I jump, and I go left for negative. Left to -3. And then the y value is 1, positive 1. So that means I jump up 1. This is -3, 1. And it looks like it's inside the shaded area. But let's check the other 3 just to be sure that things work out okay. 3, -4. So I begin again at the origin. The x value is 3, a positive number, so I run to the right 3. The y value is -4, so I jump down to -4. B is not in the shaded area. C has an address of 0, 0, the ordered pair of 0, 0. Well, 0, 0 is right here at the origin. If we begin graphing at the origin and we travel to 0, 0, we're not moving at all. We're remaining at the origin. Is that in the shaded area? No. Finally, we have answer choice D, -4, -3. We begin at the origin, we run before we jump, and -4 is left 4. And then we jump. -3 means we're jumping down 3. This location is not inside the shaded area either. So we've proven that answer choice A is our correct answer. In problem number 2, we're asked which coordinate pair best represents point R on the coordinate grid below. So if we take a look at point R, we're going to notice a couple of things about it. First, It's in quadrant 1, right? Because we know if we draw the letter C, the quadrants are numbered in the order in which we draw that letter. This is important because we should also recognize that quadrant 1 always has ordered pairs that are positive and positive. The X is positive, we move right, and the Y is positive, we jump up. So the first thing we want to do is check to see if all of our answer choices are positive, positive. And it looks as though they are. Okay, so we can't eliminate any answer choices based on that. But it's still good to check that first. Now, let's go back to the origin, because that's where we always begin graphing. At the origin, I notice in order to get to point R, I'm going to have to travel to the right. And I'm going to travel just past the number 1. I see that R is graphed just to the right of the number 1. So I know the X value has to be something that's a little bit more than 1. 1 and a little bit. So do I have any answer choices that are obviously going to be wrong? And I would say, look at answer choice B. The X values come first, and then the Y. So in answer choice B, the X value isn't even 1 whole. It's less than 1. That means we'd be traveling just short of 1. And in fact, we're going a little further. So it can't be B. Look at answer choice C. It has an X value of 3. That would require us to have moved all the way from the origin to the right 3, way past where the letter R is. So it's not going to be C. In answer choices A and D, the X value is a little more than 1. And so we can't be certain yet whether the answer choice should be A or D. Now let's take a look at the Y value. Now that we're here at just a little bit past 1, when we jump for the Y value, look how far we have to jump. 1, 2, almost 3, but not quite. So let's look at our choices. In answer choice D, we run 1.5, which could be it. It's hard to tell. But we jump only 1.25. We only jump a little bit past 1. And clearly we see we're jumping past 2. So it's not answer choice D. It must be answer choice A. 1.25. We ran a little more than 1. And 2.5. We jumped more than 2. Answer choice A. Finally, question number 3. It says, Sarah listed the coordinates of 5 of the vertices of the hexagon below. First thing that jumps out at me is this word, vertices. Do you remember what a vertex is? A vertex is a point where 2 line segments meet. And in fact, these are the vertexes, where these points meet, right? So we want to find -2, 0. We start at the origin, we move left for negative, and then we don't jump at all. So that's the first vertex right there. Then we want to go to -1, 2. We move left to -1, we jump 2. There's the second point. Now we want to find 1, 2. We go back to the origin, move right to 1, and jump up to 2. There's our third point. Now we want to find 2, 0. We go back to the origin, we travel right 2, and we don't jump at all because Y is 0. So that's our fourth point. We then go to 1, -2. We start at the origin, we move right to 1, and jump down 2 to -2. This is the fifth point. Finally, we're looking for the sixth vertex, so it must be this point here. How do I get there? It looks like I start at the origin, I move left 1, so that's -1, and then I jump down 2 to this point here, which is -2. Do I have -1, -2 as an answer choice? And I do right here.